Man United versus Wolves. Man United get the win, DJ. 1-0. DJ, how the hell have we done that?
Listen, only God knows how we done that. But you know what? I think I was saying around about half-time, we need the leaders to come forward. And, you know, Varane definitely did that today. You know, as we saw, I think you mentioned it on air. You know, we got everybody in a circle, like, you know, tried to get them going, tried to motivate them. And, you know, he gets the goal, which was a good goal. It was a good, nice little flick from Bruno, nice little pass. And then into Wan-Bissaka, you know, he's lofted the ball in and Varane's just towered above everybody and got that. But did we deserve it? Nah, we didn't deserve it.
There's those big questions to be asked, but I want to focus on that defense as well because, again, Varane misses a header as well at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
And what did you get from Varane in terms of leadership today?
Yeah, I think he's just a tool, you know. He's won everything in the sport. And look, football's about what have you done for me lately, innit? And he's come into this team where you've got strong characters now, like, you know, Sandro Martinez, you've got Casemiro there. And you're really looking at that trio, you know, Bruno as well. You're looking at those four players at least to try and lift players when we're playing bad. And what I'm getting from him today was, I think there's a bit of a tactical change. I think he's been told, go and try and win those headers now. It's not a coincidence that, you know, he had an opportunity with one and then he scores a second one. So I'd like to see, I like the fact that they've added that more to his game. He's more of a threat from set pieces, and as you know, we're shit at set pieces. But you know, overall, good performance from him, man. And I think I wouldn't say it's his coming out party because he's had amazing performances anyway. But I think the character-wise, it was a big character thing for him today. Like he really did lead the team, and yeah, we saw the goal. So
I want to stay in defence, and I want to talk about the goalkeeper today, Onana. Big clearances, big moments, and then a controversial moment as well. What's your thoughts on Onana today?
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I was saying to Haley of Cam, and I was saying, look, we've been used to De Gea for decades now. So we have to kind of reprogram ourselves to understand and get to know what Onana's doing. Like, not a lot of people, there's a lot of know-it-alls in football. They say, we know how, but you don't know shit. Yeah, a lot of people don't know shit, but you really got to study Onana at his time at Ajax and see what he's really about. And today we saw the skill set today. We saw the skill set. We saw the sweeping. We saw him claiming, you know, balls coming for those 50-50s. In a crowded, congested box. He made a couple of good saves with those ones. He got a bit lucky with that, the last one, you know, with the potential foul. He just needs to watch that, especially in the Premier League. But I was very, very impressed with him. His passing was good, as we know it is. Comfortable with the ball, as we know it is. And you said it at the top of the program. You know, teams are respecting him. Wolves respected him early on. They didn't want to press us because they didn't want to get played in behind. So he's brought a positive change to the way we play.
Yeah, so he's brought a positive change to the way we play, but then we got into the midfield and we get into the striking force. And what went wrong today?
Yeah, man, as I was saying, man, just as I'm watching the play, I'm just looking at sort of like Casemiro, and Casemiro is really good at screening, you know, the back floor and stepping in and winning those tackles, you know, in the middle of the pitch. But I think we are trying to do great progressive play. He's good when he's not being pressed in the middle of the park because he's a fantastic passer of the ball. But you do kind of need a six that can come deep, collect the ball back to goal, maybe turn and twist off a man and run. Maino does fit that profile. Unfortunately, he's injured. So
the Wolves players today had a lot of players that fit that profile.
Yeah. All right, listen, I dogged the Wolves on the match view, and I'm not ashamed to say I was totally wrong. They were up for the fight today. Yeah. We said they've got a team of ball carriers, so where they lack with passing and being able to move it through the lines, they'll just run past you. They'll dribble past you. And they'll dribble for 10, 15, 20 yards all the way up the pitch and bring the team up the pitch. I was actually really impressed with them, and I think, not saying we need to be like Wolves, but we do need a player or two that can bring the ball forward. You know, Pogba comes to mind back in the day. He could drive the ball forward, you know. We need someone to do that.
Again, so you talk about what went wrong with us, but then I want to quickly speak about Garnacho because last season, Starboy was showing everything that you could see that there's a dangerous player there, but today he couldn't really get going, could he?
Yeah, man. He couldn't really get going. You know, look, the talent's there. He is an exciting player. I think at this point in his career now, it's just trying to figure out if he can keep that consistency of that high intensity. You know, when usually you bring him on the 80th minute, he's at teams' throats. Like they cannot get close to him. They're tired by that point. And he just needs to now kind of get himself into that mode where he can start games fast but keep that up. Today we saw a lot of bad decision making, especially in the final third. couple of moments left us scratching our head like, what the hell is he doing? But, you know, he's a young player. Ten Hag does trust him, but that'll be the next part of his evolution, you know, being able to keep a consistent high performance rate throughout the 90, especially if you're a starter.
Yeah. Again, we talk about the positives that did come on though, and Sancho today. What was his performance? Were you saying?
Hey, South London, stand up, man.
Yeah, you had a message for him at the beginning of the game.
I had a message for him, man, and he stood up today. Didn't get a goal or anything, but just from his play, the intensity, he looks fitter, KG. He looks fitter. He looks up for it. He looks hungry. And, you know, there are a couple of players right now at the moment. We just mentioned Garnacho. I'm going to mention Anthony in a little bit. That Anthony played okay, but you know, these wide position aren't really settled. You know, he can muscle his way back into this first team and literally tell Ten Hag, like, I'm the guy. Like in preseason, he was probably one of the best performers in preseason in the false nine. But today, fantastic, you know, addition to the game.
Again, so just looking at Man United again, the next game coming up is the Spurs game. Is it cause for concern, or is it we just have to be patient and wait for these players to find rhythm and form?
I think with most teams, we're going to see, you know, a lot of teams sort of like falter in the beginning. You know, in the first, you know, 2 to 5 games, you're going to see teams trying to work their way into some form. But I think the only way you can get form is getting 3 points on the board. That 3 points on the board is enough to get the players going. Like, look, we got the 3 points, move on to the next now. I'm happy to go home tonight. Yeah, it was a shaky performance. There are some concerns. But if we didn't have the manager we had, I'd be very, very concerned. But I know Ten Hag's going to put them right. You know he's not going to let that slide. They're going on a training ground tomorrow, and some are going to be recovering. But the ones that he's going to be laying into them. He's going to say, that was crap. Yeah, and that can't. The standard. He talks about standards. Next game against Spurs, they're a team that's going to come at us a little bit. So maybe that will suit us. So we'll see. But I'm happy. I'm happy that our manager's going to say it right.
I want to ask you about Rashford. You know, Rashford had the terrible season before this, and then he played today. Are you worried that he might go backwards this season, or you think he's going to hit the ground running and be the same Rashford that we know and love from last season?
Yeah, I think that's down to him. In terms of what I think he can get close to what he got last season. I think, you know, seeing some of the other teams strengthen, it's going to be obviously tougher. But I think with him, again, rhythm, he's a confidence player. Once he gets 1, he'll get 2, he'll get 3. Do you know what I mean? So we just got to wait for that first Rashford goal this season. And I was hoping he was going to get it today because it would have been nice. Would have set him off nicely. But yeah, I think once he gets 1, he'll be fine. Just, again, we need the supporting cast. Again,
so let me ask you your man of the match and who's that player that you was really impressed with today?
Onana, man. I think Onana and Varane, for me, them two were solid. And again, that's why you buy these type of players, KG. You buy these type of players that have won stuff. Onana's won the 3 Eredivises, you know, and Varane's obviously, you know, won everything.
Yeah.
Won everything in football. But you need those type of characters because when, you know, 8 of the players ain't doing the business on the pitch, you need that 1 or 2 to step up and take the scruff of the neck. So Onana, for me, great debut for the Premier League. Showed us his skills, and Varane, you know, so it's between them two.
All right, okay, listen, bro, big up. Spurs next, innit? Let's go.